Good morning. Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio Network, a wholly owned subsidiary of Global Media Network, LLC. And on this episode of Monday Tips, we are talking about people who live solo for whatever the reason, whether they're just single and never got married or found a spouse or found a companion to live with, whether they've been widowed, whether they've been singles and they date, but they haven't tied not. This is for people who live by themselves. And living by yourself, society or a culture in which two legs are better, and is up creek person the best that life has to offer to you as a person. So it was put out by a company called allseniors.org, ALLSENIORS, and it was written quite frequently, I would say during the last 3 or 4 months. And the title of the article, How to Stay Independent as a Senior, Tips for Living Alone. But this can apply to anybody because people are retiring earlier and earlier. So, what are some of the tips that you need to consider and to keep you have a fully lived life and don't carry any regrets for what you're doing? The first thing you need to do is create yourself a good living that you are in your location. Now, I'm not going to say that just because you may find a place near a cemetery that that's not a good place to stay. I'm only merely pointing out that you want a place where it's centrally located, where if you don't own a car, you can either walk to the train station, walk to the subway station, walk to a bus stop, or call up Uber and have them come and pick you up without fear that somebody's going to attack you when you least expect it. Also, you want to make sure that your apartment or condo or townhome or even your small little house or tiny house is set up so that you do things. Or you're having put your hand into a drawer and you clasp the sharp end of a knife instead of the handle. Those things happen. Trust me, they do. So you want to make sure that there's no clutter. For example, for your electrical cords, get some of these strips that you can plug into. And when you are not using that particular lamp or that particular laptop or computer or tablet, unplug the charger. Don't keep the charger in. There are various articles now that are coming out that are telling you why that's important. And if you have any frayed lines or attachments, replace them. Put down the name of the security number, its ID. Most times you can find them on eBay. You can also find them on Amazon. And yes, a lot of these places have pricing that is specialized. You want to put in mats that are non-slip. And also there are non-slip that you can place underneath throw carpets, scatter carpets, not your wall-to-wall carpet, because that definitely make sure that if you step on one of the terrible thing. So you have to be careful. Make sure that when it comes to your personal safety, you keep things updated. For example, a friend of mine recently, she's in her high 80s and she was concerned about stepping in and out of her bathtub, which is also a shower. So she asked around and she got these suction bars. All you have to do is apply a little water to the suction cups, stick them on your tiles, and they're good to go. and I recommend it highly. Why? Because my mother once got stuck in a bathtub for 3 days because she did not have any kind of help to enable her to stand up in that bathtub. And then only when my ex-brother showed up and helped her out of the tub. But she spent 3 days in the bathtub. So you think about it. Do you want to spend 3 days in the bathtub? I'm pretty sure they do not have these necklaces that you can wear or a device that you can attach to your wall in the bathroom so you can ring it and tell them that you're stuck in the bathtub, and they'll send of course not anything new under the sun, and they'll take care of you and be stuck anywhere, especially if you're going out walking and nobody knows where you are and you fall or you slip or somebody attacks you. Yes, it happens when you least expect it. It happens. So you're able to call in to a central unit where there's an operator standing by 24/7. So if something happens to you, you can be rescued. Did as the U.S. Cavalry you from some bad people. That'll help. Make sure that the walkways and hallways in your home, office, townhome, condo apartment is clear, no clutter. Don't become a hoarder because that magnifies your problem. Always have ample lighting, whether it's in the kitchen or even on your porch. If you get the kind that absorbs the solar light, that's fine. It will still be bright enough for you to use, but make sure everything is well lit for your protection and also so you can find that garbage can immediately. You don't have to go looking for it the way a lot of people do when they misplace their car in a parking lot and they spend 20 minutes trying to find it. I know, it's happened to me. So you want to protect yourself. Another tip is you want to keep yourself physically active. Now, I live in an apartment situation, but I know that if I go around a certain hallway 3 or 4 times, it equals 1 mile. And that's exactly what I do, especially the days that are sleet, freezing rain, hail, snow. The elements are not friendly. You don't want to go outside for whatever the reason, and you can walk your steps and keep yourself active or do simple stretching exercises. There's enough of them around. Or practice some yoga. You can find it online. A lot of them have charts showing you what you need to do. Or I also do Tai Chi. It's another type of karate, but it's more relaxed and it gives you a good peace of mind. Plus, the fact it gives you very simple steps and arm movements that you can coordinate together and keep yourself limber, which is the number one word for seniors. And a senior can start at 50 years old. Or if you have a chronic illness that renders breathing impossible and you're breathing from a tank, or you have some kind of disability. These are gentle exercises. They'll get you to get moving and to do things that will prevent your muscles from not being used at all. I myself have systemic lupus. I was told if I stayed in bed all day, if you don't use it, you will lose it. So pay attention to your body as well. There are a lot of different classes you can take at the local YW, the YM, also continuing education classes at your local high school. There are a lot of places where you can exercise. I understand you belong to an Advantage Plus insurance plan along with belong to a Plus Silver Sneakers, which is a club. So look it up. Find out if that's something you're interested in. So, what I have learned, a tip is create gentle, routine exercises for yourself at home. Stretching, basic exercises. You can find it on every channel. Go ask AI. Every single one of them will probably recommend the same thing. It's quite universal now. And there's also the community. A lot of communities have their own private clubhouses or community places where you can go and stretch. I mean, they even have them at your local library. They offer classes. So you want to go down and take advantage of that. Make sure another tip is to maintain your social connections. Man is not an island. I like being alone. I was taught in my 50s nobody's here or put in this earth to entertain you. You've got to learn how to do it yourself. And the proverbial go ride a bike and get lost for several hours certainly applied. And I did exactly that. I jumped on my back and I disappeared for 8, 9 hours, came back when the street lights are going on. I was happy. My parents were happy. The only time you stayed inside is when you were sick or recovering from a vacation. But outside of that, they expect you to be outside playing with your friends. And that's exactly what we did. I mean, we used to jump off the roof of the garage, which were detached in those days. So we got our exercises plus doing something that our parents we knew would forbid us to do, but we did them anyway because that was something that you did. What can I say? There are lots of places where you have meet people, libraries, senior centers. There's an AARP organization. There's also senior traveling, either in couples or with a friend or even solo traveling. Check out the local YM and YWCAs. There are a lot of places you can go. Go to the park and sit at a bench and start observing the people around you. You would be surprised how people start coming up and start talking to you about different things because they're looking just to have some companionship as well. And if you're still working part time or full time as an entrepreneur, or you're still working because it's a necessity, keep up with your friends. Text them, call them up on the phone, go join that Starbucks or Dairy Queen, but get out there and make an effort. If you have a dog, you need to take him out 2 or 3 times a day for him to use the john outside. If you have a cat, yes, you can put them on a leash and hope you get there when you need to go there. Or you can use the dog park, which is also a cat park, but get yourself out there because you need outside stimulation. Sitting in front of your TV and watching it for 24 hours at a time is not great because you're not really communicating with each other. Or if you really find it difficult to get out at all, arrange for video calls or video chats. And you can have in person with video as well. It's not the best thing, but if you really can't go out for whatever the reason, it's the next best thing. So, and then you want to make sure that another tip is be stay on top of your game, your financial gain. And then you want to keep yourself organized with your finances. Make sure if you've had any children that there's at least one of them that knows how to access your account. You may want to put one of them on as to give them permission to get into your account should you get into an accident or you cannot, you have dementia or Alzheimer's. So you can do that as well. Make sure that they know what bills you need to pay, what your outstanding balances and all your checking accounts, your monthly routine, right? It's all ahead of time. Don't wait. What I call contingency plan because there's no such thing as ending the day without something happening to you. And if you do, congratulations, because there's always something going on and they mess up your plans. So, like good proverbial Boy Scout or Girl Scout, be prepared. If you have automated bill payments, excellent. Although you have a place for all your important papers, make sure someone, a good friend, or your son or your daughter, or where the key to safety all very important for you. And the most important tip, I know, ladies, you're scared of the new technology, but whether you like it or not, it's here to stay. And like a block of Legos, it'll be constantly built upon. Now, I can help you out. Just contact me at pwrnetworkllc@gmail.com and say, Lillian, I need help with the new technology, especially AI, because I'm not into that kind of stuff. And I can help you with that. But as a person living alone, whether you're young, old, or somewhere in between, you need to learn how to use AI. AI is your virtual administrative assistant. It doesn't do your thinking for you. It doesn't write things up out of its brain. It's your brain that needs to be kept stimulated and to keep in good working order. Like I said, you don't use it, you will lose it. So please go over to passionatworldtalkradio.com/blog, and there you will find the synopsis of what we spoke about in this episode of Monday Tips. Plus, you can hear the audio giving you these tips. Go over to allseniors.org. So that's ALLOSENIORS.org, and put in the title articles / how to stay independent as a senior tips for a living. And you should be able to pick it up and find out the rest of the story. And if you have any tips you would like to share with the rest of us, again, send them to pwrnetworkllc@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and enjoy the last week of the year.